milestone in military history. 11th, 2003, marked a milestone in military history. At Eglin Air Force Base in Florida, the United States tested a new superweapon. MOAB, short for Massive Ordnance Airburst, quickly became known as the mother of all bombs. This massive weapon creates a blast radius stretching a mile in each direction.
At around 7 p.m. local time in Afghanistan last night, the United States military used a GBU-43 weapon in Afghanistan. The GBU-43 is a large, powerful, and accurately delivered weapon. We targeted a system of tunnels and caves that ISIS fighters used to move around freely, making it easier for them to target U.S. military advisors and Afghan forces in the area.
For the Americans, the war in the Pacific had been a costly yet successful campaign.
In August of 1945, Japan had clearly been beaten. American and Allied forces could take any position they wished in the Pacific if they were willing to accept the casualties.
Dr. Rob Citino is the senior historian at the World War II Museum in New Orleans.
It looks a bit unprecedented that one side has clearly been beaten, and yet the violence seems to be ratcheting up, getting worse and worse as the Allies have really now approached Japan's doorstep.
Smashing at Japan's home islands in 9 days of continuous bombardment.
The U.S. had a choice, an invasion of Japan requiring 1 million troops or a top-secret weapon. The Japanese were given an ultimatum: surrender or suffer dire consequences.
That, of course, leads to the next major act in the drama. A single plane carrying a single bomb takes off from Tinian and drops that bomb over Hiroshima and kills 50 to 60 to 70,000 people. We are now into a completely new era.
Perhaps 100,000 people incinerated in seconds.
There was a lot of commotion, and there was people saying that there was a B-29 coming towards Hiroshima.
American Howard Kakita was 7 years old, living with his grandparents near Hiroshima's Ground Zero.
So my brother and I, his name is Kenny, my older brother, he and I, we climbed on top of a roof to watch the vapor trail. And fortunately, my grandmother, being much smaller than us, she told us to get off the roof.
An act that saved their lives.
I didn't see the flash, I didn't hear the boom. I was knocked out instantaneously. When I came to, which was, I'm sure, a number of minutes later, the structure was on top of me.